Hello everyone and welcome to this video on modelling components in Fusion 360. In this video we're going to model the component that you can see on screen now. If you'd like to follow along with this exercise, an engineering drawing for the component can be found in the video description below. So in order to model the first part of this component, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to create a sketch for the main body or the main cube of material. In order to do that, we go across to our toolbar and we click the Create Sketch button. As soon as we've clicked the Create Sketch button, we are prompted to pick a datum plane to locate our sketch. It doesn't really matter too much at this stage which plane that I pick, but I'm going to pick this plane here. As soon as we've selected a plane, we are dropped into the sketch view, so the view is rotated, so we are looking at our sketch, and we are presented with all of the sketch tools to create our 2D geometry. As we are creating a simple cube, I'm going to use the 2-point rectangle tool, which can be found on the Create section of the menu. I click the 2-point rectangle, and then I'm going to locate the top left-hand corner of the rectangle on the origin of my model, and click, and then place the other corner of the rectangle a bit further away from that. As soon as I'm done with drawing the rectangle, I need to assign the correct sizes to the rectangle. So I'm going to use the Sketch Dimension tool, and I'm going to click on one edge of my rectangle, and I'm going to set this to 25 as per the engineering drawing, and then I'm going to click on the other edge of my rectangle and also set this to 25. I'm happy with that sketch, so I can click Finish Sketch. Now that I have a single 2D sketch, I can use that to extrude the material required for the main cube or the main body of this particular component. I do that by going to the Create menu and going to the Extrude tool. Because I already had this sketch selected before I went into the tool, it's automatically picked that first sketch as the profile that I wish to extrude. If this was not the case, you'd be presented with a window like this, and I would simply need to select the profile that I wanted to extrude. I'm then presented with a lot of options for my Extrude tool. And the only thing I need to set at this stage is I need to set the height of my extrude operation, which in this case is 25mm. I'm happy with how that bit of material looks, so I can press OK. I've now got two additional tiers in order to finish the model and get it looking like this. So I'm going to go again to my Sketch tool. Again, I'm going to be presented with, or I'm going to be asked, where I want to locate my sketch. This time, instead of picking one of the datum planes, I'm going to pick the top face of my model. Again, I'm going to use my rectangle tool to sketch a rectangle, and again I'm going to go to my Sketch Dimension tool. This time, rather than dimensioning the square itself, I'm going to dimension between the edge of the sketched rectangle and the edge of the body that I've already created. By dimensioning the sketch in this way, it means that no matter how I change the geometry of the original sketch, of the original extrude feature, my second sketch will always have a border of 3mm from the edge. And as we can see, if I was to place another dimension here, that would give me the required 19mm rectangle. I'm happy with that sketch, so again I can click Finish Sketch. Again I go to the Extrude tool, and again I pick the profile that I've just sketched, and this time I'm going to set the height to 3mm. Finally, I'm going to repeat the process one more time. And then I'm going to complete my final extrude feature by going to Extrude and selecting the profile and picking 3mm. One important point to note at this stage is the operation option that I've got in the Extrude dialog box. Now, whenever we create new material in Fusion 360, we have the option to either create a new body, to join that material to an existing body, to use that operation to cut material from existing bodies or material, or to create a Boolean operation by intersecting the two operations together. In this case, I want to join the material to the existing extrude features. I want to make sure that by the time I finish this component, I only have one body of material left in the component, so I'm going to leave that as join. Okay, I now have my basic form of my component. I just need to add the round features to the edges of the component. So in order to do that, I go to my modify menu and I go to fillet. And all I need to do here is I need to select the edges which I wish to apply a round or fillet feature to. So I'm going to pick the edges on this corner and I'm going to set those to 3. If I now want to pick additional edges, I can hold down the control key and I can continue to pick as many edges as I require to complete my component. I'm happy with that feature, so I can press OK. And just one final check, if I look at my original block that I'm trying to model and I look at the component that I've just created, they look very similar. All of my dimensions are according to the drawing, so I'm happy with this component and it's now finished. Okay, thank you very much for your attention.